Yeah, hey now. Good morning, PSW staff, clients, and friends joining us for a Thursday. Yes, we have friends joining us too, not just clients. People tuning in, thank you. Tomorrow we're going to see your film scoring results for the big bus jump up the 105 freeway for speed. Don't try that at home. I mean, you can because there's no real, it's fully completed. So if you want to drive across the freeway, you can. Then we looked at Handel, right? And we looked at the difference between Bach and Handel. Bach was more of a polyphonic composer with all the lines going on. Handel, homophonic, right? Kind of one main line going on. So that was the difference between that. And then we had a lot of fun having our little sleigh ride adventure with Leroy Anderson. That was cool, and how he was on the track to be a Harvard trained composer, and then just or a linguist, on a PhD, in Harvard, and then just decided to write light music, and we looked at light music a lot. So today we'll go back to the town that you love, John loves, Megan loves, Bonnie loves, and then Lloyd loves. It's going to be Lloyderific, trust me, because this is a very famous building that everyone's seen. Doesn't look like anything when you pass by it. It just says the name, but when you go inside, it's truly magical. And truly, I don't lie about those kind of things. Today's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to look at the Bradbury building. It's the oldest commercial building remaining in the central city of Los Angeles, which downtown. That's where it all started. So it's like Broadway and 3rd Street, okay? And like I said, it's just a building on the outside, which is the Bradbury name, but inside is a world of treasures and all that stuff. So Bradbury, obviously named after somebody, right? Louis Bradbury made a fortune in mining and real estate, and was a millionaire. And he gets Sumner Hunt. We've looked at Sumner Hunt before to do this as his main architect rather. And Sumner Hunt did a lot of other beautiful buildings that we've looked at. But Sumner Hunt didn't end up doing it. He did some plans, and Bradbury wasn't really happy with it. So after he submitted the design. So George Wyman was kind of an assistant to Hunt, and he took over production, even though he wasn't really a trained architect. So George Wyman was the guy that kind of did all this, and so he took Hunt's design, and he supervised the construction, and Bradbury supervised it. He dies a year before the building opens, which is too bad. He dies in 1892. So the building opens, if my math is right, a year after, 1893. 1893 is really, we've looked at buildings. Come on, where's the timeline? We have nothing right now without this timeline. 1893, downtown is really nothing over there, because all the buildings, like we've seen, the growth of City Hall and stuff is not till the 20s, till the late 20s. Venice Canals are 1905, so we see that there. Beverly Hills Hotel, 1912, and that's kind of in the middle of nowhere. But really, we don't get prolific, buildings until the 20s. And we've talked about the style, right? The style of Art Deco that kind of comes from Paris, from the World's Fair in Paris. This is not Art Deco. This is Victorian. Shows you how old. This building is really, really old. When it opens in 1893, what's going on in the world in 1893? Well, Thomas Edison constructs the world's first motion picture stage. Music. What are we listening to? Downtown is kind of nothing, right? Most of the music, that we've talked about is going on in Europe. But this is the year that Tchaikovsky dies. At age 53, he dies. And so we're at the end of the Romantic period in music, right? Because by the 20th century, we get modern music. But we have Tchaikovsky writing, Nutcracker right before he dies. Dvorak, Czech composer we looked at, is writing music. writing the New World Symphony in New York. Sibelius, we've looked at his writing. Even Strauss is still writing. And then Debussy's gonna write, and Debussy's writing and gonna change music with Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun, with that one note. But this is all in Europe, you know? And so in LA, things are kind of just still the Wild West almost out here. So, like I said, Victorian is kind of the, and if we just take a look inside, there's open caged elevators, right? It's beautiful, and the front door opens into this Victorian court, and it's just full of glamour. This is such a glamorous place. Wyman moved to Los Angeles a few years before this, and he worked as a draftsman, it's kind of like an assistant to an architect, you know, somebody that would draw stuff. And he was influenced by a novel called Looking Backwards by Edward Bellamy, which was, I guess, a really famous science fiction book back then, and talked of a utopian society. And that's published in 1888. So he reads this when it comes out, gets inspired, and it does look futuristic and utopian, doesn't it? I mean, when we look at it, it's a 5-story office building. Bradbury really just did it. He wanted to put his name on it, but built it for offices. And even today, it's meant for offices. You can tour it, but you can't go above the first floor because there's offices and all that stuff. But also available for filming, as we'll see. Many famous movies were filmed there later. I mean, a beautiful sky lift, you know, atrium and stairs and elevators and ornate detail, going back to Baroque. Ironwork, a lot of iron is in this. This cost $500,000 to build, probably a lot of money back then. It was 3 times the original budget. The original budget was $175,000, but you know, all these things end up costing much more. Inside, I mean, it's magical inside. It's 50 feet with open cage elevators, like I said. I mean, the elevators are so cool. Marble stairs. The railings are ornate and iron. And it's just it's just so cool as we're taking a look at some of these videos of just how all this light comes up. Very dramatic lighting, isn't it? I mean, it almost looks like it's just perfect for a movie set. It looks like it's a built movie set almost. And they started filming, I mean, a long time. I mean, Death on Arrival, DOA, classic film, 1950. Blade Runner is filmed there. And the very romantic, charming film, 500 Days of Summer, is filmed there.
I just left, can I, one second.
He was pretty sure.
Hey.
You again?
Yeah, I, was just wondering if maybe after this, if, you want to get some coffee or something.
I'm sorry, I'm sort of supposed to meet someone after this.
Okay.
Sure.
What's that?
Why not?
Okay, well then I'll just, I'll wait for you.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. My name's Tom.
Nice to meet you. I'm Autumn.
I mean, countless movies. I mean, you know, there's too many to list, but you can see that it is such a great, just awe-inspiring building that is still there. It became a landmark, a National Historic Landmark in 1977. So no way they can take this away from us. So just a cool little building that I believe, yeah, that you can tour. You can take a peek inside, and you can kind of go and just see the ground floor. I have not done it, but it's very close to Grand Central Market, which is great, and Angel's Flight. Two other things maybe we'll take a look at, but maybe you've heard those places. It's like across the street from those places. But the Bradbury building, very, very cool. And just thought, kind of a cool building for us to check out. So tomorrow's Film Scoring Friday. Can't wait to show you Speed, and hope you enjoyed this little LA history tour. And I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.